First card here for red, Goblin Tomb Raider. 1 mana, 1/2. As long as you control an artifact, Goblin Tomb Raider has +1/+0 and has haste. God damn, dude. That is some power creep if I've ever seen one. That is some power creep. That is... Oh my god. That seems extremely playable as well. Man, it seems so aggressive. What the hell? I want to give this either C+ or B-. Art seems... I mean, I assume that you can build around it as a common. Just so aggressive for red cards. It's actually crazy. Kind of insane. I mean, there are a lot of 1-mana cards that give you a treasure anyways. Or either a treasure or a map. Oh, I can't tell. Goblin Tomb Raider. What do you think? B- or C+, chat? For Goblin Tomb Raider. Huh. B-. Probably still a C+. What do you think? Probably still C+. I think B- is a little bit too much. Really, really cool card though. It's more of a build around as well. In certain decks it'll be really good, but in general, probably whatever. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not a Swift Spear, but it's also a common, so. What percentage chance of land per pack? I have no idea. People were telling me that there was one special land in every pack or something. Next card here, Sunfire Torch, 1 mana. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has, whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice Sunfire Torch. When you do, this creature deals 2 damage to any target. Equip 1. I mean, that's already a deck, right? You play Sunfire Torches and Goblin Tomb Raiders. That's already a deck. This is an interesting card. I honestly cannot evaluate it. It's fine. Somewhere in the C range. Probably like C-. Probably like C-. It's flexible as well. Like, you attack, you don't have to sacrifice it. But if you think about it, like... Yeah, it's a hard to use shock. But it also does 2 damage to any target, including face. And also it's an equipment, so... Really hard to say. Yeah, I can't tell. It starts this one off as a C-. Cool card though, I like it. Next card here, Tectonic Hazard. 1 mana sorcery, deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. Okay, so we've seen cards like this before. I mean, there are 1/1s in the format, but I expect this card to still not be very good. I don't really see why I want to be playing it. Maybe I'll board it in against like white decks or black decks or something that have a lot of 1 toughness, but even then, with maps and exploring the format, creatures are generally out of range, right? So I don't really like it. I'm probably going to give this card a D- to start off with. It's a sideboard card, but not even a good sideboard card, I think. Alright, next card. Abrade is back. 2 mana instant, choose 1, deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. That sounds like a flat A to me. Flexible, everything you want. It's modal as well. Just absolutely fantastic. Happy to first pick it out of a pack. So just A for Abrade. Okay, next card here, Ancestor's Aid. 2 mana, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Okay. And then you make a treasure token. Meh. Fine, I guess. I mean, making a treasure token is pretty good. It's pretty good with the Goblin Tomb Raiders still. But in general, I probably don't care about the effect. I mean, making a treasure token is pretty powerful. Like, getting a good trade and making a treasure token is actually not bad at all. That being said, I think I still give it a D, probably D+. Next card here, Burning Sun Cavalry, 2 mana, 2/2. When it attacks or blocks while you control a dinosaur, Burning Sun Cavalry gets +1/+1 to end of turn. Attacks or blocks while you control a dinosaur. I haven't really paid attention to the dinosaur typing in the format. I don't know how difficult that is. Um, I mean, pretty good in an aggressive deck or whatever, dinosaurs. I think in general, I don't care though. Probably want to give this card a D+. Yeah, it's whatever. Next card here, Sunshot Militia. 2 mana, 1/3. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. Sunshot Militia deals 1 damage to each opponent. Activate once a sorcery. Activating only as a sorcery really diminishes the potential of this card. I assume I don't like it. That being said, I mean, it's a finely statted creature as well, and then you have Reach later on. You know what? This card might be kind of good. I mean, it is only as a sorcery, though, so you have to be reasonably far ahead, but it's a lot of Reach. I can't tell. I mean, it can also tap itself as well. This card is super interesting, actually. So you're essentially giving up board tension, right? By tapping your stuff, but then you get Reach. That's super interesting. Dude, this card is kind of... like, the design and the implications of it, super interesting. Reach in this context means damage reach. So like being able to reach their life total, which is confusing, right? Because reach is also mechanic, but yeah, in this context, reach just means being able to get through, being able to deal damage. The set seems so slow. I mean, it does seem slower than normal, which is very nice. Yeah, what an interesting card. Yeah. I'm starting this guy off as a C-. Guy's potential. Or these guys, I guess I should say. Next card here, Volatile Wanderglyph. 2 mana 2/2. When it becomes tapped, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. So whenever it becomes tapped, either by crewing or attacking, you get to rummage. Pretty cool card. I don't expect to be playing this very often. Probably gonna give this guy a D+ to start off with. It's fine. Not really what I'm looking for in general. Because instead of rummaging, it's much better just to get lucky. So like, really, like the text is whatever, isn't it? Heck W. Artifact creature. It is an artifact. I think D is fine for this though. I'm not that excited by it. Like, you'll play it sometimes, but I don't think you're picking it very highly. Next card here, Brazen Blade Master. 3 mana 2/3. Whenever Blade Master attacks while you control 2 or more artifacts, gets +2/+1 until end of turn. So this guy's attacking as a 4/4. Brazen Blade Master attacking as a 4/4. This guy is sick, dude. This guy is sick. While you control 2 or more artifacts. So that's treasures, that's maps, that's equipment. Also, there are 1/1s in the format that are artifacts as well. Like 1/1 creatures in white. This guy's kind of a chonker. I think I'm just gonna give him a flat C. Pretty cool though. Yeah, but just a flat C sounds acceptable. Oh, it's an orc pirate. Oh my gosh, he looks like a human. Next card here, at Tali's Favor. 3 mana aura, jet creature control. When enters the battlefield, discover 3. Okay. Okay. So you basically get a Cascade 3. Jet creature gets +1/+1 has trample. I kind of love the card, dude. It's a pretty cool card. I mean, it's RNG for sure. So essentially, it's essentially you get to discover 3. You get to get a random thing, and then this thing has +1+, and then the thing that you enchant has +1/+1 to trample, which probably guarantees you an attack. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's incredibly hard to evaluate, but the play patterns seem extremely fun. I don't know. I love it. Like this is the proper amount of RNG in my opinion for limited in Magic for it to be fun. Let's gonna give this a C plus. I like the card. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Next card here, Hotfoot Gnome. Goddamn, son. This guy's so cool. 3 mana, 3/1 haste. Tap another target creature against haste till end of turn. Dude, this card is so cool, man. I don't like it that much, but this card is awesome. That is a well-designed card. That is a cool card, dude. I don't like it that much. I think that there are a lot of 1/1s in the format. This as an attacker is generally isn't really not going to be attacking. Maybe you can sneak in one attack once, and then after that it's like a haste spot, and then a blocker probably for like a 4/2 at some point. Yeah. In generally, I don't like it. I'm gonna give this guy just a flat D, but extremely cool card though. Me likey. Next card here, Idol of the Deep King. A 3 mana artifact has flash. Idol of the Deep King enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to any target. Okay. Pretty reasonable already. Then has craft with artifact for 3. And then it becomes Sovereign's Makua Huidle. Makua Huidle. Sovereign's Makua Huidle. Okay. When Sovereign's Makua Huidle enters the battlefield, attached to target creature you control. Okay, so it attaches immediately. +2/+0. Equip 2, huh? Hard to tell, honestly. It seems serviceable, but at the same time, it's kind of whatever. Craft with artifact, and then it attaches immediately. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It is expensive, a little bit convoluted, but I do like it. I want to give it maybe like a C- or D+. C-, D+. I think C- is fine. C- is fine. Okay, next card here, Plundering Pirates. 3 mana, 3/2, enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Alright, nice, clean, and simple. This is basically, God, what's the blue 1/4 from original Ixalan? Shipwreck Sailor or something? Shipwreck Sailor, something like that. Anyways, this is basically that card, but a red version. Pretty cool, honestly. Or like Red Cap Thief, I guess. From Wilds of Eldraine. Sailor of Means, that's right. Sailor of Means, Red Cap Thief. Just a very nice, clean card. Generally, pretty happy with these type of cards. I'm gonna give this card a C+. Plundering Pirate. Damn, he plundered from a crazy place there. 2 mana, 3/2, kind of, yeah, kind of. Next card here, Child of the Volcano. 4 mana, 3/3 trample. At the beginning of your end step, if you descend to this turn, put a counter on Child of the Volcano. Okay, beginning of your end step, if you descend to this turn. Okay. It's fine. Nothing that I'm excited about. I want to give this probably a D+. I don't think I'm that interested in a card like this, but I mean, it's a 4/4 trample most of the time, right? I guess there are a lot of implications for attacking and blocking. A lot of times, if your opponent attacks, even if you have good blocks, you kind of don't want to block to give your opponent value. I really hope that the format doesn't degrade into like a Streets of New Capenna type play pattern where it's like blocking was so bad in Streets of New Capenna that it essentially became a format where nobody blocked, which created an extremely terrible format in my opinion. But yeah, I really can't tell. I think I'm gonna start this one off as a D+. Yeah, it could be playable. I mean, it's well statted. I just generally don't really like the play pattern of cards like these. But yeah, we'll see. Hard to say. Next card here, Dinotomaton. 4 mana, 4/3 menace. When Dinotomaton enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains menace until end of turn. Okay. Dinosaur Gnome. This artwork is insane, by the way. What the hell? 4 mana, 4/3 menace. Enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains menace. I think it's fine, just filler, right? Just a filler card. Probably C. Flat C. I mean, this one is pretty surprising for sure. Much better on the play than on the draw, of course. You get a sneak in damage, and it's finally statted, and has menace itself. I think it's still just a C for me, though. I don't really know what Dino decks look like, though, at the moment. I like that. I like the sort of artifacts in an Ixalan world, though. That's a pretty cool concept. So really big props to the design team for figuring that out. Okay, we have a reprint here from Ikoria, Rumbling Rockslide. 4 mana. Rockslide deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Serviceable magic card. Probably give this card like a C+. It served me fine in Ikoria. Probably will be fine in this format as well. And I like that it scales with the game. Cards that scale with the game are cool. Next card here, Daring Discovery. 5 mana sorcery. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. Discover 4. So it's a falter effect that gives you Cascade 4. That's super interesting. I assume it's still not good, though. It's really aggressive, though, man. It's really aggressive. So let's say that you went first, and you're on the play. You make them can't block, and then you discover 4. The thing is that discover 4, results are going to vary a lot. I don't like it, generally. I think I'm still just going to give this a D. I think that it's really difficult to craft a game plan around an effect like this. Really difficult. It's a sweet card. Really sweet concept of a card, but I think it's just too hard for it to be reliable. Oh. My Chrome crashed for a second there. Everything all good? Okay. This card here, Panicked Altisaur. Dude, this card is awesome. God damn! It's an Altisaur in lava. Bro. 5 mana, 4/5 reach. Tap Panicked Altisaur deals 2 damage to each opponent. I mean, I generally like cards like this. I generally like it. I think this card's awesome. What a sweet card. That being said, I'd probably give it something like a C or C+. Probably just a flat C to start off with. It is a cool card, though. Properly statted, it's a dinosaur, and it has a pretty cool ability on it. But yeah, just a C for me. It doesn't seem core or anything. Her reach plus reach. Super reach. Next card here, Seismic Monstrosaur. Damn, this guy's a beast! Oh my gosh. This guy looks anime AF, though. It's kind of funny. His art doesn't look like the sort of hyper-realistic art that we've seen. Also, it looks like his arms are like backwards or something, right? Alright, I'm kind of confused. 6 mana, 6/5 trample. 3 mana, sacrifice a land, draw a card. And has mountain cycling. Alright, size of monster. 3 mana, sacrifice land, draw a card. So it has the Krabby Giant effect on it. And then it also has mountain cycling 2. This guy's a chonker for sure. I love it. I love it, honestly. So before, my complaints about like the big land cyclers was that it doesn't stabilize a board. This one is a large body, and sure, it doesn't really like, it's not necessarily defensive, but there's a value tacked onto it, right? I like this dinosaur a lot. What do we rate this? Maybe like a B-. Should like this guy. I like it for multiple reasons. I like that it's well statted. I like that it's a land cycler. I like that it has trample as well as it has the ability on it, which provides you inevitability. So I think this is a really cool one. I like this one a lot. Let's give it a B minus. Aztechno. That's hilarious. Is that a genre? All right, moving into the uncommons here. Diamond Pickaxe. Pickaxe is back, baby. It's back, but it is in red. Actually, do we have Deathsie pick here? We do. Chat, can we get some Deathsie picks in chat here? Hell yeah, let's go. Pickaxe is back. 1 mana, indestructible. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has, whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. Equip 2. So, interesting to note that the costs on it are flipped, and this one's colored and not colorless, like in Kaldheim. But it's whenever the creature attacks, so they don't actually have to connect in order to get a treasure token. I honestly still love this card, I feel. It's a cheap artifact for like goblin guides or whatever. It also allows you to splash other things. And I will say that it would be a better card if it's 2 mana and then 1 to equip, but I think it's probably serviceable. It's probably serviceable. I think let's just go ahead and give this card a B. I like it. I like it. Ooh, that's a good point as well. Since this is indestructible, you can actually do the enchant soul or enchant artifact card and make it a 5/4. And it's a 5/4 indestructible. It's pretty cool too. That definitely sounds like a potent strategy, so I like it. But yeah, I like it. I'm always a fan of mana laundering. This is a great mana launderer. There are a lot of treasures these days in Magic, actually, but I like it. Next card here. Dreadmaw's Ire. 1 mana instant. Until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact that player controls. Okay, so what was the card called in Eldraine chat? The 1 mana red +2/+2 on trample on an attacker. I don't remember what it's called. Anyways, it's that, but there's also a shatter effect on it as well, which seems pretty powerful. Seems really powerful to me. Seems easy to use for the most part. Grants trample, which seems good. Boosts it up by a lot, +2/+2, and you can shatter them. That is a lot for 1 red. I like it. Start this card off as a B minus, maybe. Bargain. There we go. Thank you. I like it. I'm happy to give this one a B minus. Seems flexible. I think you always play this. At least like the first 1 or 2 copies of it. We've seen enough artifacts in the format for this to be good enough. Enough equipment as well. Next card here, Triumphant Chomp. The art on this card is insane, by the way. What am I looking at? Jesus. 1 mana sorcery. Triumphant Chomp deals 2 damage to target creature equal to 2 or the greatest power. Oh, wait, what? Chomp deals damage to target creature equal to 2 or the greatest power among dinosaurs you control, whichever is greater. That is weird templating. So I will not say that this is AI templating or anything, but that is templating that I've never seen in Magic before. Whichever is greater. I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, it feels like a human is speaking to me. So basically, 2 damage to a creature, or if you have a dinosaur and your dinosaur's attack is more than 2, then it'll deal that much instead. So I assume that this also checks on resolution, so your opponent can kill a dinosaur or whatever, and then it won't deal that much, but it'll still deal at least 2. Pretty cool. Dino Shock. Dino Shock. I mean, I like it. Probably A minus for this. Seems flexible. Scales with the game. Not much more you can ask for. Yeah, it's templated so it doesn't fizzle. But what I'm saying is like the wording on it is very unique. I've never seen that. Whichever is greater. Okay, more dinos. Let's go. The art in this card is sick, by the way. Jeez. Holy cow. Belligerent Yearling. 2 mana 3/2 trample. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Belligerent Yearling's base power become equal to that creature's power until end of turn. Okay, so if you play a bigger dino, then this guy's attack can be bigger. I don't get it. Bro, what is this? 2 mana 3/2 trample in red. Huh? With an upside? I was expecting a downside. Okay. Well, now what? B minus? A minus? Flat A? Somewhere in the B or A range. I mean, it's just a well-statted trampler for no reason. Wears all equipments well, explores well, like, grows. Like, I don't really understand. Let's give this guy an A minus, I think. Let's give this guy an A minus. Goes face well, has trample. Like, what? One day it will be as terrifying as it thinks it is. Bro. It's a baby, I see. What the hell? Dude, what is happening to Magic? That's insane. That power creep. Next card here, Dowsing Device. 2 mana artifact. When Dowsing Device or another artifact enters a battlefield under your control, up to one target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Gains haste until end of turn. Okay. Then transform Dowsing Device if you control 4 or more artifacts. Okay, so either this thing or something else. So if you play an so let's say you have this on the board and you play an artifact creature like the 4 mana 4/3 Dino. Okay, that thing gets haste until end of turn, and then if you have transform it if you have 4 or more artifacts. Transforms into Geode Grotto. The cave. Tap out a red. 3 mana, tap until end of turn target creature gains haste and it gets +X/+O. Where X is the number of artifacts you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so like a Kessig Wolf Run type land. +X/+O and gains haste where X is number of artifacts. Only a sorcery though. Oh. I mean, this seems like an archetype on its own. So this incentivizes you to play artifact creatures for the most part. Or if you're just playing normal artifacts, you can just buff up your creatures on board. Really interesting card, actually. I mean, I think as a sorcery seems fair for this. It's pretty powerful. I do like it. Really confusing card. I have no idea how to rate this card. This card's like impossible to rate. C plus, B minus, something like that. I think I started off as a C plus. It's probably pretty fair. I don't think that this will be amazing in constructed. I think this is much more of a limited card than a constructed card. I don't see why you would play this in constructed. Like, what are you doing with this in constructed? Sounds terrible, doesn't it? I think in limited though, you can build a deck with artifact creatures, whether they're like 1/1 tokens or if they're like artifact dinos or something. Pretty powerful. With a pump effect on it as well. Seems pretty good. So I'll start this card off as a C plus. We'll see. Next card here, Enterprising Scallywag. Wow, this guy's an entrepreneur. 2 mana 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, if you descend to this turn, create a treasure token. Huh. Dude, this guy's sick. This guy's sick. I love this guy. I love you. This card is so cool. Yeah, this guy's awesome. I'm gonna give this card a B plus. This guy is cool. This is an easy 5-color red deck. Ramp God, yeah. This guy's awesome. He would have wanted me to have it. That's true, Scallywag. I love this guy. Okay. Next card here, Saheeli's Lattice. 2 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Alright, so this is the Tormenting Voice of the format. Craft with 1 or more dinosaurs. Okay, for 5 mana. What is this? Mastercraft Raptor. It's an X4. Mastercraft Raptor's power is equal to total power of exiled cards used to craft it. Total power of the exiled cards used to craft it. Okay. So it'll be 2 plus whatever the dinosaur you craft it with. That's pretty cool. That's an awesome Tormenting Voice, by the way. What the hell? This guy's awesome, by the way. Holy cow. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. This is insane. I like it a lot. Probably starts off as a C+, though. I like it, though. I'm not sure, necessarily, if all red decks are going to want this type of effect, but yeah, I mean, the incentive is there, for sure. Card is cool. Alright, let's start off as C+. Ooh, there's a storm coming, chat. Zoyowa's Justice. Okay, 2 mana instant. The owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Okay, the owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Then the player discovers X, where X is his mana value. Okay, so this is like a Tybalt's Trickery type card. The owner of target artifact creature. This is really cool for constructed. I don't know if we can do anything with it in limited. Probably not, right? Probably not. But this is a really, really cool card for constructed decks. So you're basically looking to cheat stuff out. As a card starter library until exile non-land card with mana value less, cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into their hand. Put the rest in the bottom in random order. I assume in this format, I assume in limited, this card is probably an F. Yeah, it's a Chaos Warp type card. I assume it's an F in limited. But for constructed, yeah. There are probably a lot of things that you can do with this. Pretty cool, though. I guess is maybe not an F. Yeah, you could technically hit a big thing, and then it shrinks into a small thing. It might not be that bad, actually. It's probably not even an F. Let's just give it a D. Oh, artifact or creature? Or probably just a D. Yeah, Discover is basically Cascade, but you can put it in your hand instead. Yeah. Actually serviceable, I guess. And you can also like Russian roulette on your creature too. Okay, next card here, Scythe Claw Raptor. 3 mana 4/3. When a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, Scythe Claw Raptor deals 4 damage to them. Well, that's kind of mean. This guy's kind of annoying. This guy's a chonker, dude. I'm gonna give this guy an A- for just being a goddamn Giga Chat chonker for no goddamn reason. 3 mana 4/3 with an upside. Times have changed. Times have changed. That's kind of gross. 4 damage. I mean, this will teach people just to play things on their turn, I guess, which is good. Stay in their lane! Next card here, Calamitous Cave-In. 4 mana sorcery. Cave-In deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard. That's pretty cool. So this is very reminiscent of what was the Gate board wipe? Gates Ablaze. So this is like Caves Ablaze. Pretty cool that it's uncommon as well. I always love this sort of design. So maybe a lot of this format will feel reminiscent of Ravnica Allegiance as well. Yeah. Deals X damage to X creature and each planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. I'm gonna start this one off at a B minus. Again, I don't know how easy it is to get caves and stuff, but if it's good, this card should be pretty functional. Like 5-color caves sounds really, really sweet, right? Yeah, caves equals 5-color dirtle, something like that. Next card here, Curator of Sun's Creation. 4 mana, 3/3. Whenever you discover again for the same value. Ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, so this card reminds me of the card that we just had in Wilds of Eldraine, which is the I don't remember what her name is anymore. I think it's also Curator, right? 4 mana, 2/3 flyer that doubles adventures. But yeah, like really cool card. I feel like it's very difficult to make work. We didn't see like that much stuff with Discover at common and uncommon that we want to play. Chancellor of Tales. There we go. Really, really cool card. I don't think this is what we want to be doing at all, though. I'm gonna start this card off as a D plus. Seems insanely hard to make it work, but you know, maybe there are some things that I missed or forgot about that actually work really well with this. But again, very, very difficult. Usually games don't play out like this, so we'll see. Give this card a D plus. Next card here, Geological Appraiser. 4 mana, 3/2, enters the battlefield. If you cast it, you discover 3. Okay, nice. Dude, this guy, on the other hand, this guy is like Giga constructed playable for sure. Oh my gosh. This will probably be the most expensive uncommon in the set, right? Enters the battlefield, if you cast it, discover 3. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Count me in. I don't see why I don't want this. I'm just always jamming this guy no matter what. Let's give this guy an A plus, maybe even. This guy an A plus. This guy seems great, right? I like it. Get in my deck. Yeah, this is Bloodbraid. It's Bloodbraid Elf without. It's Bloodbraid Elf without haste, I guess. Next card here, Gold Fury Strider. This guy's a beast. 5 mana, 3/5 trample. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. Or a creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. That's a cool card. Seems kind of hard to use though, right? I mean, you can play this like pre-combat and then tap itself and something else, and then it gets +2/+0. It probably plays out pretty well, I will have to say. Probably plays out pretty well. Huh. I want to go either C minus or B plus. C minus. Sorry, C plus or B minus. C plus or B minus. C plus or B minus. Activate only as a sorcery, huh? Probably start this one off as a C plus. I mean, in this day and age of Magic, like, yeah, this card's well statted and has an ability and has a keyword, but in general, like, it kind of doesn't matter that often the way the games play out. Like, you're much more looking for synergy. You're much more looking for cards that make your other cards even better, rather than just like single standalone cards that are pretty good, serviceable. It's just like a very good filler, right? It's a very, very good filler card. I think just C plus is fine. Okay. And the very last uncommon for red, Rampaging Ceratops. 5 mana, 5/4. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. As Super Menace. That's a chonker, dude. That's a giga chonker. Ceratops can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. Giga chonk. Well, don't know. It's gonna be hard. I guess it depends on how fast the format is, right? But this guy's pretty chonky. I think this is similar to the last card though. C plus B minus. Maybe B minus is fine. This is probably closer to C plus, isn't it? Can't tell. Like big cards that aren't flexible and do not have an enter the battlefield these days are generally pretty Pretty underwhelming. I think I'm just gonna give this guy a C plus. Maybe I'll even downgrade the last guy to just a flat C, and then give this guy a C plus. I think that makes more sense to me. But yeah, C plus. Not because it's a bad card. Just that again, big cards aren't flexible or just not that good in this day and age. So we'll see. All right, moving into the rares. Dire Flail, 1 mana. Equipment. Equip creature gets +2/+0. And it's equip 1. Alright, that's pretty damn good already. Then has craft with an artifact for 5 mana. You can craft your Dire Flail into a Dire Blunderbuss. Whenever a creature gets +3/+0 and has... Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact other than Dire Blunderbuss. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. This card is sick. Actually, and it's in equip 1. So really cheap equipment that has somewhat of an expensive crafting cost. And I believe notably so as well, is that it will unequip from the creature, right? Because it gets exiled and transformed, so you have to re-equip it. But then whenever the creature attacks, you sacrifice another artifact. And then that creature deals damage equals its power to a target creature. I like this card a lot. Probably give this card an A+. Probably give this card an A+. I don't think I want to give this an S. I think this card is awesome, though. Awesome. Card is very cheap, very playable. Probably even constructed playable, I would say. Probably constructed playable. And has a very relevant ability as well. It's also not super overpowered. It doesn't fling damage to face, but yeah, just very good. Let's give this card A+. Next card here, Inti, Seneschal of the Sun. 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. When you do, put a +1 counter on target attacking creature. Okay, so it can put a counter on itself. It gains trample until end of turn. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile top card of your library. You may play the card until your next end step. Alright, just a premium 2-drop that is scaling as well. It gets counters. It's also allowing you to rummage. Only if you want to, but you should basically always do it. And then it gives you some card advantage in the sort of Reckless Impulse type effect, where it's exiling the top card. You play it until your next end step. Your next end step? Alright, chat. What is next end step? Is next end step the end of your turn or the end of your next turn? Your next end step. I mean, your next end step is this end step. It really reminds me of like, hey, let's meet up next week. Oh, next week is in like the week after this week or this upcoming week. You know what I mean? Like humans, at least for the English language, we have not solved it. We have not solved it. It's pretty dumb, to be honest. Humans, English, what are you doing? Yeah, I believe it's this turn, right? And then yeah, so like the discard effect also works with Tormenting Voice and other discard effects. So not only on attack from her. But yeah, card's awesome. Probably just give this card an A+. All right, next card here, Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Who is Brass? 3 mana legendary artifact. When Brass's Tunnel Grinder enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many +1. Okay. At the end of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a boar counter on Tunnel Grinder. Then if there are 3 or more boar counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. Okay. Admiral Brass, I see. If you descend this turn, put a boar counter on it. Okay. Then it becomes Tekutlon, the Searing Rift. It's a cave. Tap add a red. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by Tectulon, the Searing Rift, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by this, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Well, that's pretty busted. I think this card's very good. I'm assuming. So basically, it's a card that smooths out your hand, and then if you descended three times, then you remove it, transform it, and then when you cast a permanent spell, you get to discover X. So that's going to be a lot of value. Is it S? I'm not sure if it's S. It's probably something like an A+. Is it an S? I don't think it's an S. I think it's probably just A+, right? It seems very good, though. Can it transform immediately? No. I do not believe so. Because begin of your end step if you descended this turn. So that's only going to be once a turn max, right? So it takes a long time. I think it's a pretty cool card, though. Maybe it's not even A+. Maybe it's just a flat A, honestly. It does take a lot of time to get going, but once it does get going, you kind of buy back all of your lost tempo, right? I like it. I think just flat A is fine. All right, next card here, Breaches, Eager Pillager. Look at this guy. 3 mana, 3/3. First strike. Whenever pirate you control attacks, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Make a treasure. Target creature can't block this turn. Or exile top card of your library you may play at this turn. This guy's a Giga Chad. Giga Chad. Probably just A+ as well. So this guy seems incredibly hard to deal with if you don't just have a removal spell. Card advantage, mana, and then target creature can't block. Basically makes blocking impossible for your opponent. Yeah, the goblins in this format look very different. They look more like monkeys. All right. Poetic Ingenuity, 3 mana enchantment. Whenever one or more dinosaurs you control attack, create that many treasure tokens. Okay, so that many is referring to the amount of dinosaurs. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. This ability triggers only once a turn. Whenever one or more dinosaurs you control attack, create that many treasure tokens. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 3/1. So this is a dinosaur generator, huh? Seems extremely good. Only triggers once a turn. I don't think they're instant speed ways, really, to make treasures on your opponent's turn. But, you're making dinosaurs, which then makes treasure tokens on attack. Pretty good. Some flash artifacts in blue. Oh, yeah, there are some flash artifacts in blue, that's true. Alright, what do we give this? Is it A+ or S? I don't think it's an S, right? Maybe it is an S. A+ or S? I mean, the card is very good. Card is very good. Probably A+. I don't even think it's a B. I think this is A+. I think I'm just gonna give another A+ to it. I don't think I want to put in the. I don't think I want to put in the B range, right? Why would I put this on the B range? Like, we're getting 3/1 dinosaurs for every artifact we cast. So the initial cost is like very low as well, and has a ton of upside. I think it seems really good. I mean, it's just artifact spells, right? It's just artifact spells. Artifact spells are very easy to come by. I think like at least half your deck is gonna be artifact spells, something like that. Next card here, Magmatic Galleon. That is an epic galleon if I've ever seen one. 5 mana, 5/5. Enters the battlefield, deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Damn, son. Okay. Whenever one or more creatures your opponents control are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure token. I actually kind of want to give this an S. It's not like overwhelmingly powerful, but it's very clean, extremely easy to use. And then the passive ability is actually really good as well. Whenever one or more creatures your opponents control are dealt excess non-combat damage. Okay. So I guess like burn spells and stuff, create a treasure token, but really what more can you ask for from a card? Like, this card is just phenomenal, right? I think this card is just gonna be an S for me. If I had like gradients for S tier, it would be like a low S, but still, yeah, just super good. Absolutely good. And it's not like it's not it doesn't feel, you know, backbreaking to play against or anything. It's just a very clean design. I like it. All right. Next card here, Trumpeting Carnosaur. 6 mana, 7/6. Trample. When it enters a battlefield, discover 5. Blah! 3 mana, discard Trumpeting Carnosaur. Deals 3 damage to our creature Planeswalker. Dude, okay, so this is the best reanimator target we've seen in the format so far. Imagine if you're black-red with the 3 mana snake that gets stuff back. So you discard this, it deals 3 damage to a creature, and then you can try to reanimate it or something or get it back. Card seems awesome. Probably just give this an S as well. I mean, Discover 5, results are going to vary a lot, but it kind of doesn't matter, right? Like, basically just getting any other value together with this is super good. That's an S tier card if I've ever seen one. A lot of implications for constructed formats as well. Like, really cool card design. I don't know what happened at Wizards, to be honest, once again. Alright, next card here. Hit the Motherload. 7 mana sorcery. Discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the difference. Okay, so cool card, but really it's like 7 mana, likely discover like a 2 or 3 drop, right? Cascade into a 2 or 3 drop, and then you probably get like 7 treasures or something. So, I mean, it's a card that I will play for sure. Now, in terms of how good it is, it's very generally not good, I don't think. Unless you have a way to use a lot of treasures, which I'm not sure. Like, Hit the Motherload together with that common that we saw is actually pretty good. Let's see. Where's this guy? The 2 mana, 1/3. I think it's this one. I can pull it up here. Sunshot Militia. So, Sunshot Militia says tap 2 untap artifacts in our creature's control. Deals 1 damage each opponent. Like, that's just a deck, right? Isn't that just a deck? Like, that's just a deck, and then you just kill them in 1 turn. I think it's pretty cool, actually. I'm definitely gonna play it, but yeah. In terms of ratings, probably give this card a D. Probably give this card a D minus. I'm actually not gonna give it an F. We actually haven't given a single F. I think that's intentional for the design so far, to not really have F tier cards as often as other formats. Like, there's just no point to have F tier cards, right? Oh, these are tapped. That's interesting. So they're tapped, they're not untapped. I mean, I think D minus is still fine, but yeah, I thought that they came in untapped. All right, the final 2 cards in red here, the mythics. Let's go. Oher Axonil. Okay. Deepest Might. 4 mana, 4/4 trample. If a red source you control would deal damage. If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than Oher's power to an opponent, that source deals damage to Oher's equal to Oher's power instead. Okay. So say like you shock something, right? And then it'll check, and then since shock deals 2 damage, it'll deal 4 damage instead. So or like if you have the catapult in Wilds of Eldraine, or even this last guy again, the 2 mana 1/3. Oh my gosh. Wait, the 2 mana 1/3 deals 4 damage if you tap 2 things to ping. Wait, that 1/3 is kind of sick. It's pretty sick. Oh, to an opponent. Okay, it not to creatures. Okay, and then when it dies, return to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. Temple of Power. Tap out a red. 3 mana tap transform Temple of Power. Activate only if red sources you controlled dealt 4 or more non-combat damage this turn and only as a sorcery. What? Activate? Only red sources you control dealt 4 or more non-combat damage this turn and only as a sorcery. I feel like that is... Isn't that a nightmare for Magic Arena devs to program? Activate if only red sources you control dealt 4 Or more non-combat damage this turn. Okay, so it still works with a 1/3, the tap stuff. 4 or more non-combat damage this turn. Okay. Really cool card though. I mean, I like it. Shit. I don't know what to give it, chat. Bad for limited? I don't even think it's bad for limited. Yeah, the 2-mana the 2-mana tap 2 creatures or artifacts to deal 1 damage is super cool. I mean, this is I don't see why it would be lower than an A. Like there's no way it's a C. It's a 4-mana 4/4 trampler that has an ability to come back. I mean, it's definitely not a C. It's definitely in the A range. It could even be an S in some cases. Probably just give this guy an A+. I think A+ is good. I think A+ is good. And it comes back, and it makes mana. Like, what's there to complain about? How's this a C? There's no way, right? Alright. And the very last card, Bone Horde Dracosaur. I'm surprised it's not a vampire dinosaur dragon. Dinosaur dragon. Isn't that a weird type, by the way? Dinosaur dragon. Isn't that weird? Because aren't I don't know. 5-mana 5/5 flying first strike. Okay. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exile a land card this way, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exile a non-land this way, create a treasure. Okay, so you're either getting 3/1s or treasures, and you can play them this turn, and has flying in first strike for whatever reason. All right, I assume it's an S. All right. Well, yeah, what's the downside? Yeah, cards these days just don't have downsides anymore. Yeah, you can get 3/1 and a treasure. I guess you can never get 2 treasures or never get two 3/1s, right? It doesn't work that way. If you exile a land card this way, yeah. So you either get both or you get one, basically. All right. What's that thing in the back, by the way? Yeah, you guys see this thing in the back? Is that like a fish or something? What is that? Is that a fish statue? All right, so that's gonna be all of the red cards, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, what do we think about red? I like red seemed pretty phenomenal to me, especially in the higher rarities. In the lower rarities, we had cards like a Braid, which are pretty good, but not that many standout cards. A Braid, the Land Cycler, the Dinosaur Land Cycler seemed really good to me. And then outside of that, most of the powers in the uncommons to mythic. But yeah, red seems really good. It seems flexible. Seems like it plays well with other colors. So pretty happy about red.